Audible lets you enjoy all your audio entertainment in one app.
Audible offers an incredible selection of audiobooks across every genre, from bestsellers and new releases to celebrity memoirs, and what I'm really into these days, mysteries and thrillers.
Love them. And one of our friends, Elena Urquhart, you might know her from a little podcast called Morbid, wrote The Butcher and the Wren. It's a really great thriller about a serial killer. I mean, it is so scary. I cannot wait for the next one. And I love to listen to it.
And guess what? As an Audible member, you can choose one title a month to keep from their entire catalog. New members can try Audible free for 30 days. Visit audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. That's audible.com/Crappens or text Crappens to 500-500. You know, Ronnie, I use DoorDash all the time to get food from restaurants, but what's really cool about it is that you can also use it for groceries and like tons of stuff. Home essentials, pet food would be good for you. I mean, there's actually so much more than just restaurant delivery.
Oh, I know. I use them all the time for all sorts of things.
I love to cook. You love to cook. And I can't tell you how many times I am midway down my recipe and I realize I am out of something and I just can get some nice fresh veggies delivered to my door super quickly to finish that meal.
And the DoorDash app allows you to customize, you can substitute, you can schedule and track your order, and you can communicate with your shopper while you're receiving real-time updates.
I know. It's kind of like an all-in-one solution for our lifestyles.
You can shop with DoorDash and enjoy big savings. Use code Crappens24 to get 50% off up to a $10 value on $15 minimum subtotal on your next convenience, grocery, or retail order. For eligible users only, terms apply. Do you struggle trying to reach those corner lashes when applying mascara? L'Oreal Paris' new Panorama Mascara catches every lash for corner-to-corner volume.
Your sister has been using this, right?
She loves it. Yes, they sent me some, and I gave it to my sister and my nieces. And actually, I looked at, I saw my niece the other day and was like, your eyelashes, is that the new mascara? She's like, yes, look at them. They were like fanned out. I mean, this is a great product.
You can buy Panorama Mascara on Amazon today.
Want to see life in panorama with fully fanned out lashes? Now you can with L'Oreal Paris Panorama Mascara that creates corner-to-corner panoramic lash volume.
Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens? Watch what crappens. Who cares what happens when there's so much that crappens?
Well, hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on Ye Olde Brovs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben over there. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
You excited
Fresh new
to be
week.
back?
I'm very excited. Why would I not be more than at tip-top excitement today? Are you excited?
Yeah, thrilled. Everybody, welcome to the show. It is Monday. Very excited because the Bravo schedule has changed, which puts us back in the land of Real Housewives of Potomac. Now listen, Potomac's one of our favorite shows overall. They've had a stinker of a season. We all know it. You know, I won't sit here and harp on it, but it has been nice taking a break from Potomac. But man, we came back at quite an episode because it's very dramatic at the end. But before we get to any of that stuff, we are going to do a live show in LA in a couple of months in May for the Netflix Is a Joke Comedy Festival. You don't have to buy a festival pass for that. So if you're in LA, just come. It's going to be super fun. It's a smaller house, so we're just going to hang out with you guys and have a good time for that whole night. And it's in Hollywood, so it's easy. And you get the tickets at watchwhatcrappens.com. Also, we're going to be doing our European stint in London, Birmingham, and Dublin, and that's going to be at the end of May, and so you can get tickets for that. Also, guess where? watchwhatcrappens.com. That's also where you'll find links to our Patreon, which is where you can get this video, and also our bonus episodes. Who knows what we're going to do this week? We just don't know. Probably a trailer for something, I would imagine, like
probably
Jersey. I don't know, something that's coming up. But this week here at Crappens has changed because we're back to Potomac. We're back to Below Deck this week. We've got a new show coming out called The Valley, which is Bravo's spin-off of Vanderpump Rules to showcase Jax and Kristen and all the people they fired before and canceled. So it's the zombie Bravo undead. It's the undead version of Bravo, and we're going to be here with that this week as well. So what's the whole week? Come on back. Okay.
Yeah, it's be a fun time. And then today, of course, as you mentioned, we're going to be diving back into Potomac. Let's see, what have we missed since the last time we did an episode? They went on a trip. Where they went to Dominican Republic, right? No. Where'd they go again?
DR? Yes,
yeah, they went to Dominican Republic.
Uh-huh.
And they had a great time. And now they're back. And we're resuming. That's the recap. That's where we're at. By the way, I have to apologize to the audience ahead of time. I have total brain fog today. I had very vicious I said brain poisoning, food poisoning. So I'm like depleted of liquids, and therefore I am just like trying my best to formulate sentences. So I apologize if things come out of my mouth that make zero sense.
Well, I think we're all used to it by now. Okay, we're a couple of dodo birds who, no matter what's going on our insides, we've got constant diarrhea of the mouth. Okay, half the time we don't know what's coming out of us. So I think the audience is going to be just fine. Okay, so let's go to Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, here's the funniest thing to me about this show. They are the biggest offenders in this. All of the housewife shows say hello. I mean, that is really it's bigger than vagina waxing, which, by the way, we got some vagina lasering last week. So I'd like to thank you guys for that as well. Okay? You're right. But all the housewives do these certain plots, right? Like the vagina lasering, the whatever. One of the biggest things that they do that makes us crazy is the hellos, where they have nothing else going on. So they just say hello for 10 minutes. And that is so this episode. It was half the episode was them saying hello. It's like, okay, we're going bowling. Oh, Mia's coming in. Dun, dun, dun. Mia's in slow motion and in like a dress that's the color of slacks. And then she comes in and everyone's like, Mia, hi, Mia, you look so pretty.
Hi, ladies. Hi, girls. And then maybe there might be some commentary about like Mia came in looking like she was ready to party tonight. And then it's like, then you have like 5 different people weighing in. Like, when Mia parties, she just parties really hard. Yeah, she's like a bit of a partier. Yeah, she parties a lot. And you're like, wow, it's been 15 minutes and all that's happened is Mia's walked
Literally today, they didn't even do those little lines. It was just like, look, it's Mia. Hi, Mia. And then, dun, 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 dun. It's Robin getting out of a car, walking very slowly. Oh my God, it's Robin. Hi, Robin. Hi, girl. Hi, Robin, you look so pretty. Oh, my God, you look so pretty, too. You guys, Giselle's coming in. Da-na-na-na-na. Slow motion Gizelle coming in some terrible outfit of the day. Oh, my God, Gizelle. It's Gizelle. God, literally for 5 minutes, and then they do it in the next scene, and then they do it in the next scene. Oh, my. Fire everybody. Just fire everybody at this point.
You know that they were really stretching for content when they even gave Shasha a slow motion walk into the restaurant. I was like, are we really having a slow motion Shasha walk right now?
Actually, Ben, that was pretty rude because that was just Shasha's walk. It wasn't even slowed down.
It was just her walking.
It's just Shasha.
Very, very slowly. Her hoverboard.
It was Tata on her hoverboard.
Tata. That a pun?
That a pun? It's Tata. This season, I'm going to have a champagne room and a hoverboard. Hey, girls.
Well, Tata did have a crab boil last week on the show. So there was
an unseasoned crab boil.
Unseasoned.
I mean, congrats. Congrats on your shitty crab boil. That was the shittiest crab boil. I mean, you could taste how bad that crab was. You could just look at people's faces and be like, wow, what a disappointing boil, man.
Yeah, that really is true. I did enjoy, she did slam the table last week because she was trying really hard to get Candiace and Robin to mend their rift. And I just liked, was it Gizelle who was like, we got to do something to make sure Charisse stops banging tables. They showed like a montage of Charisse banging tables. That was funny.
Charisse just gets drunk and comes in and slams on tables. That's her. That's her thing. Okay, so today, another thing that's happened that's leading up to today's episode is Gizelle and Ashley having a fashion line. One of the funniest fucking things I've ever heard. I mean, because they notoriously are both terrible at fashion, you know?
Right.
But since most of this stuff does seem to be Alibaba type, so I mean, they have a designer there, so not taking anything away from him. But since Ashley's life seems to be Alibaba, she loves that. And I respect a girl or a boy, really. I respect anybody who loves a bargain. I'm an Old Navy game myself, so I respect the Alibaba game personally. But it's just funny that these two, out of all of the people on this show, get a fashion line. Yikes.
I know. I mean, I think that is the joke of it. I think they probably set them up for that, being like, okay, this will be a total disaster because it's these two. But anyway, yeah, they have that because they're going to have a fashion show later this episode. So the episode opens up with Wendy FaceTiming her producer. She's really nervous because she's going to be shooting finally the pilot for her talk show that she's been talking about all season long.
Her YouTube show. It's very scary, guys. Ben actually had to talk me off a ledge before we did this today. Because I was like, Ben, I'm so scared to go on YouTube. It's going to happen. He's like, honey, you can do it. I'm like, yeah, have we spent the entire $50K, Ben? Have we spent the entire $50K? He's like, honey, get out of bed. We're going to do this.
It's very
Berkeley held my hand until I could get it together to come here. And here I am.
I've coaxed you. I coaxed you out here. I said, listen, Patti LuPone is waiting for you. And you're like, fine, I will show up for Patti. And then I had to break it to Ronnie that Patti LuPone was never here in the first place.
Which is why I'm about to tell you. Karen and Ray go to the heart doctor.
Can we set up all the scenes by doing that, please? That was great.
And now to introduce the next scene, Miss Patti LuPone. You have this coronary calcium score. It was bad last time. It was scary last time, but it's better this time. You've got no calcium.
That's great. Thank you, Patti. Thank you, Dr. Patti.
Dr. LuPone. So they go to their doctor, Dr. Jack Flyer, who I presume Karen picked because he's eye candy, because that's how Karen operates. Which, by the way, last week, my fence blew down because I live in the country, and that's just shit you say. Hey, Ben, you know what happened to me today? My fence blew down.
Is that when I was there? No.
It was the week before.
Oh.
So I guess 2 weeks ago. I'm sure remember I was staring at him. We were talking about it on the show. I was staring at him out the window as he was working, like a total perv. I was like, oh my God, look at that handsome guy. I heard a handsome guy off TaskRabbit. What a fucking tool that guy was. I mean, you should see the fence. He's like, we should brace this fence. I thought he meant with cement. He put a big triangle taller than the fence down there, and now I have a big triangle hanging off the fence.
Triangle.
My point is, don't hire people for the eye candy, okay? Look at their resumes first, guys.
Resumes are important. So Dr. Jack Flyer, I mean, who knows? Who knows maybe Karen is full of plaque, but, Jack Flyer is eye candy doctor with bad diagnoses and readings of tests.
Well, didn't she want to fuck the pilot too? That she took. Remember when she took Raven to the pilot school? That's where she started the eye candy thing.
Yeah, season 2.
Oh, look, it's eye candy. Oh, the pilot, eye candy. And now she's at Dr. Jack Flyer. I mean, Ray, can you read signs, Ray? Because your wife's fucking this doctor.
Maybe she thought she was gonna be getting like a heart test by the guy who plays Jack Reacher. You know that big guy. That big guy that's like on all the talk shows right now, just being big and muscular.
So cute. What is that guy's name? Because I keep getting those shows confused. Jack Reacher, and then
Jack
what's the
Reacher,
other one?
Jack Ryan, and then there's Jack Reacher, Jack Ryan, and then what's the Keanu Reeves one? John Wick, and then there's also John Carter.
Well, John Carter. Yeah, John Wick and John Carter are different. There's like Reacher, and then there's the other one on Amazon Prime with the guy from The Office.
That's Jack Ryan.
Like a badass. It's Jack Ryan and Jack Reacher.
But the Jack Reacher guy, Alan Richardson, he was on American Idol. And I'm like, you may be all big and muscular and an action star now, but I remember you can secretly sing. He made it to Hollywood.
Is he good? He has, he has a face that he smells something really stinky in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, ugh.
He's unhappy about something. I feel like I saw him at Volcano once, which I know sounds...
And non-ironically, too. I feel like you were at Volcano ironically, but Alan Richardson was not.
I've never gone to Volcano voluntarily. I'll tell you that much. And I feel like I was there and he was there. Like, I don't know why. I just feel like whenever I think of Alan Richardson, I think of Volcano. So I think I saw him. I remember going to a party once there. Now that I think, I went to the opening of a Volcano once. I went to the opening of the volcano in Century City, and I think he was at that party.
Well, there you go. Of course. Makes perfect sense. Of course, Alan Ritchson was at the opening of the volcano.
If anyone doesn't know
by
what
the way-
volcano is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's like like a very generic Asian fusion restaurant, like a local chain here in Los Angeles.
He's very cute, this Alan Ritchson. I think he's going to go somewhere. I love his smelly fart face. He's going to make it. Okay, so this doctor tells Karen, okay, we know that your whole season has been about calcium, 5% calcium. But guess what? Your calcium score is good. And she just purses her lips. And she's like, great. Well, I told that calcium. I am the calcium.
I feel like we missed some good Karen Huger joke when you're telling the story about your fence guy.
Oh, you're right. I am the fence. You'd want me to ride the fence? Oh, I did ride the fence. I actually did.
You put a triangle
Finally,
on me.
I rode the fence.
I don't know what it means to put a triangle on me, but you put one on me and I don't like it.
You don't know what that means? It means like when they're making a brace. So they put a triangle so it goes up against the fence. You screw it into the fence and then it's put into the ground. So it's like bracing it. But like, dude, eventually someone has to buy this house. You can't sell it with a big fucking triangle brace on the side of fix the fence, dude. You know what I mean? Fucking
Dude,
popsicle
you gotta sell
sticks
this
to
house,
it.
dude.
Well, yes, that's how you have to talk to handymen because they're generally very big, straight guys. So you have to suddenly, I'm like this. Hey, it's like I call TaskRabbit and I become more manly, and I'm like, hey, bro. All right, here's the problem with the fence. You know what, bro? I trust you. I'm going to be inside. Just shoot me a text when you're done. I'm sure it's all going to be great. And then he did send me a text when he's done, and I'm like, why do I trust people? I trust anyone who's straight acting because I'm like they're manlier than me, and if I say anything that is going to offend their masculinity or any shade of doubt, they're going to throw keys at me and I'm going to have to catch. And that's the most terrifying thing.
I know. It's fun. One of the perks about visiting Ronnie in Texas is that I get to see him code switch a lot when he amongst all the straight Texas people. Like, I forget where it was. We were like, thanks, man. And I was like, oh, yeah, Ronnie, do it. I mean, we all do it. That's part of
Well, I'm very straight when I'm not talking about Bravo Ben. I'm very hetero acting. I'm very heteronormative when I'm not recording about
I like to
television.
think I'm that way too, but sometimes I hear a recording of me and I am Sassy McSasserson. So I think I lost my code switch.
Okay, so next, Ashley is getting ready for her big GNA fashion show, which, by the way, went to the website. Still nothing is up there. They've got a couple of the Mackenzie's Child's Christmas ornaments and a couple of shirts that say GNA, which somehow looks like Gran, the way that they've written it. Because it says GNA right next to each other over and over. And it looks like it says Gran. I'm sorry. You guys do better. Like, make an effort. At least, how could you have this huge platform and you're coming out with all of this shit? You're not making any of this stuff. How are you not selling it? I would have bought something. I didn't only go to the site to mock you people. I went to buy that cute pink Mylar jacket thing that they had there. I thought I would look really cute in that. And it's not for sale. Okay. But you can't buy a shirt that says Gran 100 times. Rethink it.
Yeah, it surprises me why, like, they've had a lot of time to get this together. Like, how do you not have your website available to take orders? I don't understand this. So Ashley's working on that, and she's talking about how she's like, well, the time has finally come for everyone to see GNA in action, and it has been months of stressing and designs and not really being a real fashion designer, just talking about it on TV. And then we see 6 weeks ago, they're like talking about it, about like what they're gonna, do and everything. And then we see like 5 weeks ago, they're picking out fabrics, and then they're just being designers, being fashionistas, if you will.
Yeah. They're very like, designers, we have 5 more minutes. Hi, Stitch. Like running around a room of fabric. And then we meet the actual designer, Desmond, who I was impressed that they gave Desmond some credit,
Yeah.
And Desmond was like, guys, we need advice on this. Okay, so I just want advice. We're going to flare out the bottom, right? Yes, we are going to flare out. That's not a just nod your heads. Yes, we are going to flare out the bottom. Because Desmond did all of this stuff. Now, should he be proud of it? Desmond, I need some breathable materials if this is workout clothes. I don't work out, but from what I've heard about it, your skin needs to breathe. You can't be putting Mylar balloons on people as an outfit, sir.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the reason there's no designs on the site is the age-old tale that Desmond didn't get paid, and now he's taking all the designs for himself, and it's a big fight. Because it's always the fashion designers on these shows. It's always the 2-bit fashion designer who gets sold a bill of fame goods and then winds up, getting crushed by the machine and takes his designs and leaves. And then there's always a thing of like, well, everything was going well, but the designer just lost his mind and ran away. I mean, this is what always happens.
Well, I guess we can tell, but you know what? Desmond already made the clothes. You can't make him in charge of your ShopRite or whatever what's it called? The Shopwell or whatever the online shopping thing is, the self-serve shopping thing.
Shopify.
Desmond can't do everything for you guys.
No, he can't.
Fucking dropship Desmond. Jesus, leave the man alone. It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
Hungry Root is your partner in healthy living. It's the easiest way to get fresh, high-quality groceries and simple, healthy recipes delivered to your door.
Take a fun short quiz, and Hungry Root will get to know your personal health goals, what you like to eat, the kitchen appliances you use, and more. And then they'll build you a personalized cart with all your grocery needs for the week and give you delicious recipe recommendations to put those groceries to good use.
Hungry Root will recommend recipes and groceries based on your personal taste, but each order is fully customizable. I really enjoyed actually doing that quiz. I really felt like something was being customized to my needs and my wants. And the box that came from me, I got so many really helpful meals and also snacks. I can't tell you how many times I was starving in the middle of the day and I was like, oh my goodness, I actually have a snack that I can reach for, including a stroopwafel, by the way.
Everything from Hungry Root follows a simple standard. It's got to taste good, be quick to make, and contain whole, trusted ingredients.
Right now, Hungry Root is offering Watch What Crappens listeners 40% off your first delivery and free veggies for life.
Just go to hungryroot.com/crappens to get 40% off your first delivery and get your free veggies.
That's hungryroot.com/crappens. Don't forget to use our link so they know that we sent you. Elevating my style used to mean breaking the bank, but with Quince, I get high-end, versatile pieces at prices I can actually afford. And now I can upgrade my style by snagging killer luxury essentials that sync with my vibe and my wallet.
Quince has all must-haves like Mongolian cashmere crewneck sweaters from $50, iconic 100% leather jackets, and versatile flown knit activewear.
The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands.
And by partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us.
I love that. I really do love that. I got a really cool overshirt and I also got this awesome bracelet from them recently and they look really chic. Like I feel like I'm never in style and I never wear jewelry either, and now I kind of have some and it's working for me, Ronnie. It really is.
It really is working for you. It's hot. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/crappens for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/crappens to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/crappens. So next we go to Nneka and her man to do sperm retrieval, which is one of the most awkward sperm retrievals I've ever seen. I have to give her credit. She hasn't made much of a splash on this show, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But the sperm retrieval might just save her ass because, wow, I'm never going to forget it.
I know. So basically, they are going to be doing some insemination because there was some talk over the past few episodes that like Ike wasn't really in favor of insemination because it's looked down upon in Nigerian culture, yada, yada, yada. But now he's like, okay, I'm down. So she's like, so do I get to help him? Do this? They're like, yeah, sure. And they're like, just know you can't use saliva or lubricants to do this. So basically like no blowjobs. Okay. And then if you're doing a handy, it's got to be a dry handy or saliva. Oh no, it can't be saliva. I literally just said that. So they go in for what's supposed to be a sexy time of extracting the sperm, and instead it's just like full of confusion and shuffling, and we just see all the sound people who are listening in just cracking up outside the door.
Yeah, because you have to sit there and listen to someone bang in the bathroom. That's so weird, you know? And I like that they open the door and she's like, it's just a bathroom? What the fuck did you expect? Like a a bed that shakes when you put quarters into it. You're at a fucking doctor's office. Couldn't they do this at home? Like, wouldn't you just give people like a little ice chest and like a cup and be like, jerk off at home? Like, why do they have to jerk off in your office? It's very creepy. And we're in like a period of time where I feel like people should be like, you know what? If our business model is asking people to come in and literally jerk off in our office, I think we need to rethink that, because people need to feel safe, you know.
People need to feel safe.
How many people over the past 5 years have been fired for jerking off in their office? And now here you go, and people are like, you have to jerk off in this office if you ever want your dreams achieved. Like, what the hell? Isn't that how we got into this mess?
So they are futzing around, trying to. They after like 15 minutes. He finally comes into a cup or something, and now it's time to do the insemination. So they go through the process. Ike actually does the ultrasound because he's a doctor, and they look at, you see the sperm sort of dancing around and stuff, and you know, the glories of modern medicine unfurl before our eyes.
Watching the sperm dance around.
It was like the opening credits of Look Who's Talking, okay? It was a bunch of sperm going through fallopian tubes to the tune of the Beach Boys. Actually, they don't go through the fallopian tubes. They just go
I don't know how any of that works, to be honest. Really, the only time I was educated on that properly, because I went to Christian school, so they're like, Jesus does it, you know? You pray to Jesus, and then a baby comes out. So I didn't really understand until I saw the movie Look Who's Talking, where they have the opening of the sperm traveling through whatever it goes through, the freeways or whatever, to get there. So that's how I learned. So I just saw this. It looked like a bunch of little bugs to me. I will say the modern miracle to me was watching Ike just come in like 2 seconds on demand. Like, they were like, come, and he's like, done. The fuck do you do that? I mean, to even get to the point where that's an option for me, I have to helicopter, tap dance, pray, beg, plead, offer it money. Girl, open some ice cream.
It's a dramatic experience for you.
It's a lot. It's a lot harder than just going like, okay, the end, and the baby.
Listen, Ike is a machine. All right. So now we go over to Mia and Gordon. They're going to go have another therapy session. I'm not sure about this therapist. I have to say, I'm not sure about her. So they go, and the therapist's like, so how's everything been for you all? And she's like, interesting to say the least. And Gordon's like, I mean, I've been perfect, of course. And the therapist is like, perfection is impossible to achieve, so I know that's false. Like, yeah, he was very obviously joking, therapist.
Yeah, I feel like nobody goes to this therapist because her office is so tiny and obviously next to the Xerox machine, you know what I mean? Like, she's earning her way back from being in trouble or something. I'll bet she like maybe fucked one of the patients. I don't know what her deal is, but she's obviously had some kind of issues.
Like, are people banging next door? Like, oh yeah, that's the insemination office.
I did something. I was late one too many times, and I got sent to the office right next to the insemination bathroom.
I've actually just rented some free space in the insemination office.
Knock, knock, knock. No saliva, you two. I can hear you.
It's not even my job to tell them that, but at this point, you know, might as well help where I can.
For them. I'm just rooting for them at the end of the day. Okay, so they go through therapy. This is super awkward because here's this relationship we've watched for now, 3 years. Mia basically admits she's been with this guy for his money. She met him in the strip club, and, you know, he was out there shelling out $10,000 for a few minutes with her. And, like, who wouldn't want to marry that? You know what I mean? So it's a little gross, okay? But at the end of the day, he's a supporter. They get along fine. But I think it's easy to be like, well, whatever. You just married him for his money. Now that the money's gone. This is very disturbing to actually watch because I've come to like Mia over the years, you know, and I kind of like Gordon, and this whole thing is very disturbing. I don't really like it. I don't like that she threatened to leave, so he drained her bank account, and it just seems like a scarier situation. Like she's just in this situation because she's scared. I mean, I don't know. Mia's storylines are usually somewhat light and fun, and
Yeah, like when her story about being a foster child and growing up around drugs, and
Well, that's true.
she really is just a light and fun. No,
You're right. But I guess she's a light and fun person with, more serious background.
right. There's
storylines.
more.
But yeah,
She
you're
always
right.
seems like she's just like a kind of a reality star doing stupid stuff, and then she actually has serious stuff going on. The whole thing
It
with
always
Gordon,
takes me off guard, is what
yeah,
I'm saying. For
the
some
whole
reason.
thing with Gordon draining the bank account was alarming, but also fully in line with the sort of behavior I'd expect from someone who essentially buys his wife, right? So I'm not saying that makes it okay, but it's like it's consistent with, yep, this is like Gordon's done a good job lately of being like, I'm just sweet Gordon. But I don't know. I've always thought Gordon was a creep, to be honest. So Mia's saying, well, I think there's talk about the D word. And Gordon's like, what's the D word? Divorce? Oh, it's never my consideration. Because he's doing that thing where he's all nice in therapy. He's like being all sweet and lovely in couples therapy. And she's like, well, I think I said this in my session last time I was here with you. And I'm like committed to Gordon through thick and thin, but not through poorness. So when I see counsel for divorce, it's because I just wanted to weigh out like all my options and see if there's like other like wealthy men I could like marry and stuff like that.
And they talk about intimacy, and basically they seem to have kind of an open relationship. I guess we're going to get into this later on this season from the previews. By the way, how long is this season?
I feel like
Because
it feels like next episode's got to be the last one because they were tying up all sorts of loose ends this episode. It had a very season like penultimate episode feel to it.
Okay, well, fingers crossed. But
Truly.
she was saying in the preview we see that they are in a fight about her having an affair or something. But it seems from this like they have some kind of open relationship because she's saying, well, he's got a problem with intimacy, and so we find out that he doesn't want to bang a lot, and so she's allowed. They make it sound like she's allowed to go outside the marriage, right? Because he's like, I've told you, I'm okay with you needing a different kind of intimacy than I can give you, but you're not giving me the kind of intimacy that I need. Like when she comes to bed, she's just on her phone looking at social media or doing something. Well, you know what? That is intimacy to some of us.
Yeah.
Okay. What the hell? That is my
That's
kind
very
of intimacy.
sexy.
If you want to talk to me, like something on Twitter. How about that? Follow me on Instagram. Unfollow me so that I can get all upset about it, and then follow me again so I'll notice you. Okay. It's called love.
And she's like, I'm not asking you to change. I just want you to be the man that I met. That's all, wealthy. So this is when she talks about how she's like, over the past few years, there's been a lot of things to strain their marriage. She went through a health scare, financial difficulties with the family and business, and they're just not on the same page when it comes to their goals and what the future looks like. And she's just praying that like over the course of the next year, they can get to some sort of understanding.
Yeah, and it's Mia, so you don't know what to take because Mia's full of crap, as we all know. So you don't really know how it's being framed, but I want to see more, and I can't wait to see who she cheated with. I'm assuming the rapper guy, right?
I'm assuming so. I mean, didn't she say she just got some good D, right? Doesn't she say that later in the episode, like sort of implying it was not Gordon's D?
Yeah, well, it's Mia. She's like, how dare you accuse me of, I just got some good D from someone down the street. I would never. I'm not a stripper. Well, I met him at the strip club.
Right.
Or I had a health scare last season. Her health scare. And we can it's a Mia storyline. What are you going to do? So then this relationship is doomed. So the therapist is just kind of watching them talk, and Gordon's like, I feel like a plague. Well, Gordon, that's what happens when people who had magic no longer have magic, okay? You were hot because you had money. Now you don't have money, and you're less hot. You still get everything you married her for. So, sorry, go get your magic back. That's what I have to say to you. Call Hogwarts. Okay?
The therapist makes Gordon turn and like hold Mia's hands and look into her eye. And like the therapist is like, I want you to focus on your wife and share with her what you need from her. I'm like, what sort of therapy is this? This is like some friggin' like Dr. Phil Montel Williams, Jenny Jones. This is like afternoon talk show kind of therapy right now. This is not what's going to heal them with their issues. And so he does his whole spiel that I think you just said. And she's like,
I need you to make time for me. I need you to be willing to listen to me and not make me feel like an afterthought. Get a job, Gordon. Okay? That's what you need to do. You need to get a job. Right now, this is not about your fees. Okay? Go get a job. And the therapist says like, I'm sorry that couch is so small, but maybe a little more space between you. You guys, I can hear gum chewing in there. No gum chewing. You do not want a baby covered in bubble gum.
So speaking of therapy, we now go over to Candiace's house where she is going to meet up with the one, the only Dr. Ken. He's back. He's back. He's really been such an effective therapist. I mean, look at Candiace. Look how far she's come. She's gone from crying that her mom hit her in the head with a bag to...
That clip kills me every single time. My mother thought that would be appropriate in that situation was to take her purse and hit me in the head with it. Ma'am, that's a clipboard. Please put the clipboard down. Fucking Candiace. Also, who else has he been the therapist for? Is it just Candiace?
I feel like he's done someone on Potomac. I'm sorry, on Atlanta. I can't remember.
Because there's Dr. Ken, but then there's also Dr. Jeff, right?
Right.
But I think Dr. Jeff was the one who was like, meanie.
Dr. Ken famously is with the another success story, Drew Sidora and Ralph.
There we go. Yeah, Drew Sidora.
I'm surprised he's not on the cover of, Psychiatrist Weekly. Which is definitely a magazine.
Yeah, so he's here. And, this is an episode that really wants to teach people that if you have problems, just pretend to go to therapy a couple of times a year for a storyline.
Yeah.
Because these people have quite obviously never been to therapy except for storylines. And Dr. Ken doesn't even try to hide it because Candiace is like, here's what's going on with me. And then she unloads everything that's been happening in the past ever since she saw him last time. Therapy does not work when you just go one time, okay?
No.
They can't fix everything. That's why I stopped going. Once they told me you have to commit to it, that's when I was like, bye. I'm not coming to this. I told you my problem was commitment issues, and now you're telling me I have to commit in therapy? What the fuck kind of program is this? You obviously know nothing. Bye.
So Candiace is like, yeah, we were talking about starting the process of having a kid at the beginning of last year, and I started working on the music, and that pushed it, and then some things happened, and we see a flashback of how she had some lumps in her breast from a mammogram, and Candiace is like, yeah, I'm saying to myself and my husband that I need to stop thinking that I can't do multiple things at once. Da, 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 da. She's basically, like you said, just dropping everything on Dr. Ken right now. She's plagued with all sorts of anxieties and insecurities about becoming a mom. Did she wait too long? Was she too ambitious and wanted to do 5,000 things before motherhood and potentially uprooting my plans to become a mom at all? Like, all that's going through my mind, and it's an unpleasant place to be.
Yeah, she's like, I wonder sometimes if I'm using my career as an excuse to not have a baby. Is Dorothy threatening to not pay for any more gigs at the City Winery? Because that's what I'm getting from this. I think Dorothy's like, Candiace, I will pay for 2 more gigs with your band. And so she's like, okay, I'm ready to have a baby now.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Ken's like, well, are you going to let fear rob you of motherhood? Because it sounds like that in some ways. That's what you're doing right now. You can ask, what's the most important thing to you at this stage today? What do you really want? So then Candiace is the triangle comes out, and she's like, I think that's what it is. Like, I want a baby. I want a child. I think about this like all the time. All the time.
Candiace, that's not true. I mean, I'm not saying she doesn't want a child, but I think your real answer is a Grammy. Like, let's not.
Grammy is a child.
She wants a child named Grammy. I mean, I don't know. Does she want to give birth to a Grammy? You do not want a child over a Grammy. I don't believe you. Okay, just say the Grammy. Okay. And she's like, I don't deserve to be a mother. Well, I don't know if you've been to a food court lately, but that's not a prerequisite.
Yeah, I'm about to say, the bar is very low in terms of deserving to be a mother.
I don't know if you checked out a carpool line lately, but
I don't know if you've seen any of the Real Housewives before, but
I don't know if you watch your network. But,
but there are a lot of people that didn't deserve to be mothers, and guess what they raised? Reality stars.
Yeah. So, you know, she's talking about that. And he's like, well, you know, I think you're ready. And she's like, me too. I can't wait to tell Chris. So then everybody meets in a bar. So this is the 10 minutes of hellos that I was cracking up about before. I mean, literally went on forever.
This went on for so long. They are showing up. It goes on and on and on and on and on. And so they are gathering around, and Mia's like, everyone have a seat. Welcome to the party. I know your party's on Friday, Gizelle. And Giselle's like, yes, Gianea is coming together. Mia, girl, is she explaining what we're doing? And Mia's like, so I told you ladies that I met with the editor of a magazine. And then we see that she met with someone named Will Walters, who is the editor of Monarch magazine, which I feel like, did we ever encounter Monarch magazine before? Or am I just thinking of Nobleman from Orange County?
I don't know.
Well, either way, Will Walters, he runs this magazine, and it's a local magazine in the DMV area, and he wanted to discuss an opportunity to do this iconic spread representing the women who are trailblazers. So naturally, you turn to
Which is why they called Mia. I love them. I love them showing the meeting with him and the initial meeting with him and Mia, where he's like, I want women who are on the forefront of things. I want women up here and things up here, and just women getting things, and women on the forefront just winning things. And Mia's like, so naturally you called me. I to crack the back through my husband. Did a great job on the living room remodel of a rental, which was also a great business decision that's paid off recently. Anything else? He's like, yes. And I want you to dress like Dorothy Dandridge. Oh, okay. Okay. With the rest of the cast of the Housewives of Real Housewives of Potomac. So she gathers everybody, and she tells them that they're going to have this photo shoot for this magazine about pioneer black women and or famous black, I don't know, pioneer makes it sound like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, like people are coming in on the wagon. I don't mean it like that, but like, you know, really famous black women that came before them. And it looks like a really good photo shoot, actually. Like they all get to, actually, Ashley is Dorothy Dandridge and looks beautiful. And she has her hair in her testimonial.
Yeah.
At least her movie hair.
So everyone gets to do this photo shoot, except for NECA. Mia basically is like, yeah, I actually let her know that she's not included in this opportunity. And we see that she's basically tells NECA, like, yeah, it's just you're so new and you don't have any direct ties in the community. But I told him, like, she will, but like, oh well. I'm like, this is basically, they weren't sure if NECA was going to be just like a friend of or a full-fledged cast member, and they were thinking friend of, so they just were like, you can't be part of this.
I think Mia was just pulling a power move, don't you? Because I don't think Will cares.
I don't think
Will literally.
Who cares about
Will? Do you think the leader of Monarch magazine is really like, oh, you know what? We have to be picky. I mean, we just have to be picky. I don't think we can have one extra Real Housewife at our photo shoot.
It was a weird thing. I don't know why ties to the Potomac community are so important for a photo shoot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that Mia was power tripping on that one. But who knows, you know? But she's like, don't worry. Once your storyline about jerking your husband off in a bathroom next to a therapist's office airs, you're going to be on the cover of every magazine in town.
Well, you made the child go to Grand Dame school, and now you don't even let her do the photo shoot. Well, she took it very well. So, now Will enters and says hi to them all, and they each have like little binders which shows who they're going to be dressed as, etc. So we find out that Candiace is going to be Diana Ross, which is cool. And then Gizelle is Beyonce. And Karen is Lena Horne. I love Lena Horne. Yes. And
I am the horn. I like that they gave Karen the aging one, even though every one of these people is a historical figure and they've all aged and died by now. Still Lena Horne. In my memory, every time I think of Lena Horne, it's like, yeah, just like an older lady. Like, what did she used to be on when we were kids that she would be a guest star on? Was it The Muppets? Look it up.
I don't remember. She would. I think she
Now they
appeared on
have
the Cosby
celebrities come
Show. I think she appeared on the Cosby Show a few times.
I'm going to put Lena Horne Muppets and see if it was her.
What was the name of the lady?
Stormy weather. Oh, Sesame Street is what I would see her on.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
Introducing the new Blink Mini 2, the tiny but mighty plug-in smart security camera. Mini 2 works inside or outside with the Blink weather-resistant power adapter. New features include night view in color with a built-in LED spotlight and a wider field of view. Stay connected with two-way audio and crisp HD video. Plug in Mini 2 just about anywhere around your home for the ultimate peace of mind. Shop Blink Mini 2 at amazon.com/blink.
Yeah, Karen's Lena Horne. Ashley is Dorothy Dandridge. Mia is Pam Grier. And Wendy is Cheryl Lee Ralph.
Yeah, and Robin is Mariah Carey.
I feel like that's the biggest stretch.
That was a bit of a stretch. It was a bit of a stretch. But, you know, hey, it could all work, I guess. So they do this whole thing, and it's exciting. So then we go over to Robin, and Robin and Juan are meeting with a realtor at a commercial space for her Glow 30 franchise. I had forgotten that Robin actually is interested in opening up a Glow, it's like a how do you describe? It's not a med spa, but it's like a place.
She describes it. It's a membership facial
It is
facility.
Okay.
So you pay a membership and you go get facials.
And you glow for 30 seconds.
Hopefully Ike is working there because he can give you a facial on demand within 5 seconds. Yeah, so it's a facial place, and she goes in there with Juan, and she's like, okay, here's what I envision. I envision offices there, and then rooms there, and then a hallway here. Okay, go outside. And then the realtor is like, okay. And did you notice the realtor just check Robin on her way out? She like body checked her. She like looked at her outfit up and down. I was like, excuse me, keep your eye on your own outfit, ma'am. Okay, you're in no place to judge. You look like a cocktail napkin. Go outside.
Robin's like, okay, so I have a vision for Glow 30, and it was all that I meant it to be. I have a vision for Glow 30, and it was all that I meant. I really am Mariah. I really am. Dream facial, come facial me. Rub me up, rub me down, clean my pores out. Okay, Robin, thank you. Got a little too far with Mariah.
All I want for facials is you.
Sweet facial baby.
Okay, so she sits down and has a talk with Juan, and she's like, oh my God, this is going to be amazing. And he's reading he's like, we can do it. It's going to be great. And he's reading a slogan on the wall. She's like, wait a minute. Did you just read that slogan on the wall? You're hilarious. And then we see that she's very serious about this. And you know, guys, because she had a meeting with Mia and Gordon about it. Where she asked them their opinion. I was like, is this supposed to lend credence to this being a good idea? Because you know what's going on with their business, right?
Yeah, was this when they were doing their pasta class earlier in the season?
This is one of the best scenes because Mia was like, so Juan, what about the rumors that you're banging that girl? He's like, I don't like talking about that stuff.
So they're excited to open up this Glow 30 thing. And then Robin mentions she's getting a call from Gizelle, or she gets like a text. And she mentions that Giselle's dad is in the hospital. And Robin calls, and Gizelle says that she's hanging in there, etc. And the producer asks Gizelle, like, hey, can you talk about what's happening with your dad? And we can see Giselle's getting choked up, and she's like, we can talk about that later.
So we find out that he has brain cancer, which is crazy and so sad. You know, we love that guy on this show.
Yeah.
So that's sad. So she's talking about how she's with him and taking care of him, but they have the GNA launch party coming up. So what's going to happen? And then we go over to, I think, the business that's probably going to do the best out of all of these, Wendy's YouTube pilot.
Yeah. It's actually, it turns out to be pretty good. It's the day of the shoot, and she's like, I finally made it to the big day. I can't believe it's here. When you're a commentator, you have the privilege of giving your 5-minute take on something and leaving. But when it's your show, the success depends on whether people tune in to me.
Me, Wendy. So then she has gone over her budget, which was $50K. Yeah. And then we see she's like, I am so proud to be in the situation where I've got myself. And then we cut to her being like, Eddie, you're going to give me $50,000? Thanks. And then she's saying, you know, the theme of my pilot was Black Girl Magic.
So she has April Ryan, who is a White House correspondent for the Griot, and Jasmine of the Jasmine brand, and Nikidra Robinson, who's the CEO of Black Girls Vote, and Lindsay Granger, who is a host of Daily Blast, and she was on The View, etc. So she has like a very strong panel of people for her pilot. And it looks like, by the way, also they're still using that penthouse, or whatever it was, not penthouse, the townhouse that her friend had brought her to earlier in the season. So they basically, I wonder if that lady's pissed. She's like, wait a minute, you fired me, but you still use the penthouse I found. Yeah, exactly. But we sort of see a montage of them all kind of like talking, about topics. And it looked actually pretty good. It looked like it was well shot, good lighting, good engagement. So, I'm with you. This does look like it'd be the most successful thing to come out of the season.
Well, honestly, I was being sarcastic, but it didn't look terrible. Here's what I will say. I think it did look good too. I think the production quality and everything looked really good. Not that I'm a pro. Like, what the fuck do I know? Look at our production quality. Like, we're ridiculous. We're just on webcams. I will say on YouTube, she can't spend that much money. You're like, yeah. That's ridiculous. Having that huge of a staff and all of that and all of those people there, that dream's got to die real quick. Okay. This ain't that kind of business. It's the kind of business to slap it together for $5 and throw it out there. Also, you know how to ticky-tacky? Yeah. Also, good luck booking 4 guests every single episode. Hello. It is. Yeah, she went really big for these first ones, but I think once she just like relaxes it and spends less money and just, gets a webcam, she's gonna see a profit. So then we go to the GNA fashion show. Dun dun dun. It's finally here. What's that? It's finally here. The moment we've all been waiting for. GNA, Gran, the fashion show. Gran Cracker. So Ashley is getting her hair done. She's talking to Desmond, and she's talking about how excited she is for everything. And Gizelle walks in and gives a hug, and they're all very warm to her because they understand what she's been going through. She's been up and down from Atlanta with her dad, dealing with her dad being in the hospital and everything. And Giselle's just very thankful that Ashley has picked, Gizelle was not able to really be present for all the stuff with GNA. So she's just been really happy that Ashley has picked up all the slack and really risen to the occasion. Yeah, so she's like, I'm really excited to finally have this moment because I've talked to all the girls about it. And we get a clip to them on vacation in the van of Ashley telling Candiace and Wendy, like, oh my gosh, we're starting a line and it's going to be athleisure. And Candiace is like, you and Gizelle are going to create clothes. And Wendy's like, is this an April Fool's joke? Like, subscribe. So they're all really supportive. We know we know that Ashley's about to get tons of support rolling in off the chain. And then Ashley and Gizelle are getting ready for the show. And Karen comes. And she's like, I know there better be some orders. I know that because guess what, ladies? Hold on, everybody. Dr. Flyer has spoken. I am calcium free. Calcium free. I know everybody's been worried about that. So, season's ending. 0 calcium. That's right.
The only plaque that I have is Woman of the Year, courtesy of Ray. 14 years in a row.
0% plaque. 100% fence. It's me. I'm here.
It's me. Hi. I'm the anti-hero for plaque. It's me. So Karen is like...
I may be plaque free, but that doesn't mean I will not order tartar sauce with these hors d'oeuvres.
Because now we got bad plaque. So Karen is, she goes up to Gizelle and hugs her and is like very warm and everything. And Giselle's saying there's surgery tomorrow. And Karen's, she's like, just pray tomorrow. Oh, I'm already praying. I started praying when I found out I had no plaque. I said, if I can't pray for my own plaque, then I will pray for whatever else is happening on in this world. So the praying has already begun. So she actually says some very kind words about Gizelle, and she's saying how she really could see that Giselle's been crying, and that Giselle's been a real trooper.
So then we get my favorite segment: people arriving. Wendy, da-na-na-na-na, slow motion Wendy walking. Wendy, oh my God, it's Wendy! Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Wendy. Hey, Wendy, you look gorgeous. Thank you. You also look gorgeous. Robin showing up. Da-na-na-na. Literally another 10 minutes of people squealing hello at each other and walking in.
Everyone's
and then the big surprise of the episode, Mama Sheila showed up. And Ashley's like, I thought you weren't going to come. And Sheila's like, I wasn't, but I could never not show up for my daughter. And, Sheila's thinking this is going to be a big tear-jerking moment for the audience. And she's being shot from the back. Right. Just barely. They're like, we're in the middle of a people arriving scene, ma'am.
This is the most important sequence of the week, so we're going to have to keep on going.
This is pretty long. So
here comes Candiace. Candiace shows up. And then Deborah. Deborah's back, everyone. They're pulling... Clearly, this is the point where the producers realize this season is faltering. They've realized it a while ago, but now they're like, we got to pull out all the stops. So we're bringing Deborah back into the mix. So Deborah
by pull out all the stops, we mean do as little as possible.
Yeah.
Bring Ashley's mommy friend from the park over to literally physically accost somebody. It's sad day. It's a sad day in Potomac.
Sad day. So Deborah shows up, and Wendy is like, am I surprised that Ashley invited Deborah? No, Ashley is messy. So she would welcome and invite the opportunity for her to be here. So then we see some flashbacks of last season of Deborah starting shit about Happy Eddie, etc. And more hellos, more people coming in. It doesn't seem to end.
So then we see the Muppet go up and say hello to Wendy, and Wendy's fake with her. And it's like, hello, how are you? And she's like, that was called fakeness right there. Like and subscribe. So then...
It was a whole clip, by the way. They made it a cliffhanger that Wendy was talking to a random lady, and then Deborah comes up to give the lady a hug, and then she goes in to give Wendy a hug, and it's like goes to commercial, like, what's Wendy going to do? And when it comes back, Wendy just gives like a little hug and moves on. I was like, really? That was it? You made us wait for that?
Yeah. They actually freeze framed it and turned everything red. It's like, dun dun. I'll be back. So then everyone, let's see, they all start to sit down and say hello some more, And Robin's like, so when are we going to see photos from the shoot? And they start talking about all the pictures and how good they looked. And now it's time for the fashion show. Ladies and gentlemen, Ashley and Gizelle present Grand Fashions. And then the ladies watch this fashion show. Now, here's one thing I will say. Even though we know they had a designer, I believe that these outfits were designed by these two because they're terrible.
Yeah.
One of them is a pink Mylar robe that I actually wanted to buy for myself just to say I had it, really, not because it was cute. What did you think of these fashions, Ben?
Oh, terrible. I didn't like them. I mean, I'm not much of I don't know my athleisure very well. I don't know what makes for good athleisure, but for sure, I couldn't imagine any of these being worn to the gym. But also, by the way, I felt like I couldn't get like a long enough look at any of them. I felt like the editing was annoyingly fast. I wanted to have some sort of like true lengthy runway moments, and I was like, I wanted to kind of like soak it in because it all looks so terrible, but I needed to be able to see the terribleness a little bit longer so I could form some better opinions about it.
Well, they were bad, and here's why. We've been set up by some very good fashions, and that was the She by Sheree.
Right, of course.
The She by Sheree runway line.
Classic.
'Cause that was actually really good. I mean, none of that ended up being released because, as you mentioned earlier, Sheree didn't pay the guy or whatever, or was allegedly didn't pay the designer or whatever was happening with that. So she ended up only releasing a couple of things she herself bought off Alibaba, but the actual show was really good, I remember.
Yeah. This one was just, it was chaotic. It was also like, it all felt so rinky dink. It was like they were in some sort of suburban bar doing a fashion show. It just was all kind of sad. I know at one point Wendy got really upset because one of the models was wearing an outfit that was like, it was like something tucked into pants, but it showed like your sides. And she was like, you know what? I wore that and they made fun of me for wearing that. And now it's in her line. And Wendy was all upset. But the difference was that then they showed the clip from 2 or 3 years ago, and it was right after Wendy had gotten her new boobs, and they just were all surprised that Wendy had had a complete change of wardrobe when she had been more conservative the season before,
and face and body, because that was when she came back with the most intense season 2 glow up of anybody ever.
Yeah,
she had like a new face, new boobs, a mommy body lift, or whatever she did the whole thing. And Robin was being gel. And the rumors were that Eddie was fucking around. And so they were accusing her of doing all of this to keep her husband, which, karma kind of smacked both your asses on that one, really, in the end. But, yeah, that was pretty shitty. But Wendy is still just like, oh, really? It's all now they're selling my outfit. No, they're not. And that wasn't their point. And I don't even like Robin and Gizelle, but Wendy's coming in here so dour, it's just like so sour about every little thing. And then they're sitting there making fun of her, making fun of all the clothes. And I don't know. It's not fun.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Yeah. So the
by the way, they have every right to not like these people.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not taking away their right to not like them, but it's just like, okay. I mean, at least make it fun. Just not like they're stealing your outfit from 3 years ago. Like, let it go, lady. So then Gizelle is, so now they're all dissing their collection, right? Wendy's like, well, what's up with these clothes? Are these supposed to be workout clothes? And she goes, I guess imitation's the greatest form of flattery. And Karen's like, oh, well, that one's good. I'm going to the grocery store in that one. And Kiarna, who's there, is saying that it has Alexander Wang vibes. And Candiace goes, Alexander Wang doesn't give you yeast infections.
So then there's just Candiace says, I mean, it's all like a very elevated Alibaba. So and they all are kind of like, yeah, it's heavier on the leisure side than the workout side, but Robin's like, but I'm very proud of them. I'm putting a collection together. And Mia's like, yeah, it's very nice. So the people who are friends with them are basically trying to put a positive spin on it. And everyone else who isn't friends with them is like, yeah, this is garbage. This is all garbage.
This sucks. So then let's see. So Ashley gives a speech, like thanking everybody. And then Gizelle, cries and talks about her dad a little bit. And thanks Ashley for pulling everything together while she was away. And then Mia tells Candiace and Wendy, she's like, guys, Giselle's going through a lot right now because her dad is headed into surgery. And Candiace says, I'm sorry to hear that. And Candiace is like, but here's my thing about that, I can wish people and their loved ones well from a distance, and that's what I'm going to do. And then Wendy's like, well, when my mom was having surgery and my mom was in the hospital, you guys were dragging me and my mom. Oh, please do not compare your mom's thing to someone's dad having brain cancer. Your mom's
10-minute. Wasn't her mom's thing an elective surgery also?
her mom's thing was an elective surgery that Wendy got caught trying to make a big deal that her own mom would not make a big deal on camera.
Right. It was a 10-minute elective surgery versus Giselle's dad, who has brain cancer.
And Wendy tried to make it like, you guys are coming for me when my poor mother, is in the hospital. She could die any moment. Yeah. And her mom's like, oh, yeah, I went in for elective surgery. I was in there 10 minutes, you know.
I think
Wendy's ridiculous. And here's the thing with Wendy. I agree with Wendy on most everything she's mad at these people about. She has every right to be. They're assholes to her. And I'm really kind of on her side with all of that. She's just not fun. Wendy's not fun. And she just can't get over anything. And she's not fun shade. It's just mean. Like, the guy has brain cancer, dude.
Yeah, I just feel, I'm just concerned that Wendy may be like, she may have expired as a Real Housewife. I don't know if she's offering anything new or interesting. And I say that as someone who has historically been a Wendy fan, especially during times when people did not like Wendy. But I just am not sure if I don't know. I feel like she's kind of lost her magic. But anyway, Gizelle and Ashley join everyone in the seating area, and they give a toast to GNA, and all the ladies start dancing, and they start they're pouring each other some champagne, and you know, Giselle's just reflecting. Giselle has to go off to her flight to Atlanta, and she's like, this is all happening very fast, and she just needs to get through the day. She just wants to get to her dad. So it sort of seems like the episode's over, but anyone who's watched the previews knows that there's still some more happening. And anyone who's seen anything on TMZ from several months ago knows something happened. So finally the cameras go down, but the microphones are still recording.
And someone is saying, I think Ashley is like, so the cameras are down, right? The cameras are down. So the cameras are down, right? The cameras are down. And they're like, yes, we're wrapped. So then Deborah decides to start a fight. Now, this was the biggest shocking thing to me because the cameras were down. So what's Deborah doing? Because she's only doing this for camera time, right? Did she just not know that the cameras were down?
She may not have known. Because
this is so Deborah to misfire and pull a Muppet move like this when the cameras just went down. I mean, that shit's funny. Yeah. Like, Deborah's trying so hard and being so thirsty to get a moment on TV, and then she does it after the cameras went, like, stupid. So we hear her say, Candiace, is there anything that you and I need to talk about? And Candiace is like, the help is talking to me. Get the help away from me, please. And she's like, you called me Sesame Street. And Karen's like, I'm Lena Horne, Stormy Weather.
You didn't say any of that in front of me. You didn't say any of that in front of me. And Karen's like, it's not the place. It's not the place. And
hey, she's not friends with you. She doesn't have to say it in front of you. And you didn't call her husband. You didn't call Wendy and all these people cheaters in front of them either. You did it behind their back, Deborah, ma'am.
Yeah, so Deborah's like, but you don't have anything to say in front of my face, though. But when I'm in front of you, you don't want to say anything. You don't want to say anything when I'm in front of you. Da, 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 da. And then we just hear voices going, stop, 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 stop. And then there's like...
So this is pretty cut and dry. And the videos that have been released, they're all cell phone videos. But what's been released is slightly confusing. You can't really see who's starting what because it's not shot properly, right?
Right.
But now it's pretty clear what happens. You know, Deborah just comes in and tries to start, like, physically attack somebody to get on TV. It's fucking pathetic. And Candiace, too, because I think she knows that Candiace already has a history, so Candiace will probably get blamed.
Yeah.
And she came for Candiace. Candiace didn't do anything. In the video, you see Candiace, someone throws something at her or something, and she grabs a bottle off the table. Candiace grabs a bottle and gets ready to swing it, but then they're like, Candiace, don't. She's like, okay. Like, she gets a hold of herself and does not swing the bottle. But even if she had, justified. I mean, who does that? Who fucking does that? And you're also someone else's job. This is not your job, ma'am. I mean, nice try, but get the fuck out of here. Messy Ashley trying again. Get better people get better agents of mess, Ashley.
And honestly, it's not your job. You're at someone else's job, Deborah. And if you wanted to make it your job, you would have done it when the cameras were on.
Yeah, dummy.
You really messed it up. You really messed it up.
You really messed it up, Deborah.
Like we really needed something to look forward to, and you really messed it up for us. Okay.
Well, yeah, we've been looking forward to this the whole season, and this is it. It's like not even lead up. It's just some B string tries to go for it and fails miserably. It's like you wait an entire season to watch Hollywood Week. Or not even Hollywood Week on American Idol, like the prelim rounds. You know what I mean? Just watching people bomb. Like, we didn't need to wait the whole season for this, Deborah. You suck. Get Deborah off the TV. Boo, Deborah. Boo.
But it also speaks to the failure of the whole season that, like, here in the final stretch, they had to first they brought in Jacqueline to try to, like, spice things up last week, and that didn't do anything. So now they brought Deborah this week. So they're trying to throw anything at the wall. They're trying anything except anything useful.
It's just kind of ironic that somebody who's been called Sesame Street so many times still can't read. The sadness. Goodbye, Deborah. R.I.P. Deborah. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. Assuming next week is the season finale, we will be back for that. Thanks so much for being with us. Go get tickets for our LA show and our European shows and videos and bonuses and all that over at watchwhatcrappens.com. We will talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors.
Ain't no thing like Allison King.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Stroll in the park with Caitlin Clark.
She's not just a Sheila, she's a Daniela. Itchels. Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. She's never scary, it's the Green Fairy. Jamie, she has no last namey.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know your worth with Jason Kurth.
She's the wind beneath our Jennifer Wing.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's always supplying, it's Kelly Ryan.
Kristen the Piston Anderson. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall.
She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie. My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender. We want to hang with Liz Lang. The incredible edible Matthews sisters.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She's quite the catch, it's Victoria Cotchett.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Kuchar. We love you guys.
Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Watch What Crappens ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app today. Or you can listen ad-free with Wondery Plus in Apple Podcasts. Before you go, tell us about yourself by completing a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
Hey grown-ups, the Cat in the Hat Cast is a new podcast from Wondery, perfect for the whole family. Join the Cat in the Hat and your favorite Dr. Seuss characters as they get whisked away on a new adventure every week. Fish dreams of creating his very own polite and quiet podcast. That is, until he gets a surprise visit to his Fishbowl podcast studio from the Cat in the Hat himself, and it becomes very clear that the cat has other plans for the podcast. And those plans are the opposite of quiet. Sing along to new favorite songs, try your luck at Titanic tongue twisters, have some fun with wondrous wordplay, and most importantly, bring your family along for all of the adventures in the Cat in the Hat Cast. Follow the Cat in the Hat Cast on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to the Cat in the Hat Cast early and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Wondery Kids Plus on Apple Podcasts today.